We're now going to create the trusses that span from north to south across the top of the model and on which the roof is constructed. Let's have a look at the spacing in this section. So if I take a tape measure tool and measure distance here, we can see that any two of them are 5 feet apart, so they're on 5 foot centers. So that's a useful metric to understand when we're creating multiple copies of these trusses. They're also clearly they're going to be of different lengths because some of them span this north wall, this south wall to that north wall, and then this entire space, and then a sort of intermediate space here. Again, we're going to be drawing on layer 0. As always, I'm turning off the visibility of the elements that we've already drawn. And let's start by measuring also, let's measure also the thickness of those trusses, which we can quickly do here. That appears to be a foot. Right, so they're 1 foot, 5 foot spacing. Let's model a single one. We'll start by creating its profile in plan. We'll use a rectangle tool, and I'm just going to snap to an endpoint of existing the AutoCAD drawing. So I'm going to infer this second endpoint and then drag across till we created a sort of rough outline. So that's what it looks like in plan. And I to adjust it to fit the model, I'm simply going to take the edges of the rectangle and move them to where they belong. So that edge would be coincident with, well, it looks like in this case the inside face of the wall. They're probably connected to somewhere inside the wall, the structural core of the wall. And I'm going to take that edge and move it from here to the inside face of that wall. So here is my first truss in plan. We'll go to isometric view. I'm going to select. Yeah, well, we should also measure the height of the truss. Let's see. It looks like 4.5 feet in height. So that's going to be our the value to which we push-pull that surface. Push-pull. In the direction we wish, 4.5 feet, enter. There's our first truss. And at this point I'm going to take that object that I just created and create a component, because this is a repetitive element and lends itself well to the component. So let's go to the edit menu, make component. We'll call it truss 1 and create. Now we can create copies of these, modify the properties of the instances of the component, make unique instances so that we can change the length, or in a more advanced video we'll create a dynamic component so we can assign different values such as the length of the truss and even in its X, Y, and Z location.